Hey guys, it's week 7 here on TransGuyViews. I am Jaden, one of your Thursday guys. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a couple weeks. I tried to log in and it wasn't working, but that's all fine and dandy, I guess. Okay, so this week's topic is how you knew you were trans. Okay. It's hard to kind of describe it, but I'll do the best I can. Okay, so I came out as a lesbian. I use the quotations now because now I know it's different. But I came out as lesbian when I was 15, my sophomore year of high school. And for a while it seemed to fit, because I liked girls, and being as I was a girl, it just seemed like it fit. And so I pretty much just stopped there. I mean, I knew it was so weird that it didn't hit me until my senior year. Because, as a lesbian, like when you first come out, you're in that, oh, I'm full of pride and I'm going to wear everything rainbow and everything like that. And I considered myself part of the LGBT community. And not once did it ever occur to me, what does the T stand for? Because I was only the L at the time, so it didn't really matter, right? But, so I pretty much did that, but after a while it seemed like it wasn't really enough. And that seemed to become an issue in later relationships, I guess. So then my senior year, I was with someone that had known about the trans community. And we were talking one day, and they had mentioned it, and I'm like, well, transgender, what's that? And sorry, I like my vitamin water. And I was like, well, what's that? And they explained it to me, and that was when it just kind of clicked. I was like, oh, hey, that sounds a lot better than being a lesbian. Like that's really how I felt at the time. So it really wasn't like a big, extravagant whatever, like other people. It was just kind of, I kind of stumbled upon it, but that's what it was. I don't know. But like now when I look back, I see some of the signs, and I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense. I should have looked at things a little deeper. Because my entire life, I was a tomboy. Strictly a tomboy. Looking back now, it's like, wow, how did I not realize this sooner? How did other people not notice this sooner, But people just assumed that I was just that butch lesbian type. And, for example, I realized this maybe a couple days ago, of why I don't like my birth name. At first it was just because it wasn't my name. That whole stubbornness. But, I was talking to one of my friends about it, and because of what my birth name is, it's a shortened name for Jessica. And throughout my entire life, people would call me Jessica. And I would get so infuriated if someone called me Jessica. Because, 1, that wasn't my name, and 2, it was a girl name. I didn't like it at all. I remember getting in fights at school for it. Like, there would be guys that would specifically call me Jessica just because they knew it would get me so pissed off. Even throughout high school and everything, if someone called me Jessica, it was, no. And looking back now, I laugh at it. I'm like, oh, that's funny. And, there's all the other typical stuff, the I only hung out with boys when I was growing up. I always played sports. I'm not saying girls don't play sports, because they do, but I had the stereotypical boy sports that I played. I mean, I rollerbladed, I skated, I, was biking, I was running around in fields, getting my knees, climbing walls, climbing trees, I was playing with action figures. Someone gave me a Barbie for Christmas, and I remember I let my cousin tear its head off, and we laughed. Yeah. I played PlayStation. The original PlayStation, when the first Spider-Man came out. Oh yeah, and Spyro. I was all over that. But, really. I mean, granted, I had my feminine moments, but I just kind of went past it. I do remember in high school, as I was kind of figuring myself out, like, I wanted to be sure that this is what I was. Just to, solidify it before I said anything to anybody else besides my friend. And I went on this, overly feminine streak where I tried to be normal. I tried to be a girl. And that started when I was 16. For my Sweet 16, I got extensions in my hair that came down to, the middle of my arm. I was wearing this gold dress, Belle's dress from Beauty and the Beast. I was wearing that. And then my senior year, that was my junior year. But my senior year, I was there was this 2 weeks that I tried to be uber feminine before I cut my hair. I had not long hair, but I had hair to down to here-ish. And when I straightened it, it made me look super girly. And I remember I wore a dress to school one day. I wore a dress to school one day with these little boots and leggings and all this stuff. And I remember feeling off. I didn't feel right, but I didn't feel completely wrong. Maybe that was because I was getting attention everywhere I looked. And people were like, "Oh my god, you look so pretty, blah blah blah." I'm like, no one really talked to me in high school. I was just kind of there-ish. So when people started noticing me, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm noticed. I have to go to extremes to do so, but that's okay. But I didn't like the way it made me feel emotionally. And so after that phase passed, I cut my hair short. I'd had short hair my entire life anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal to have it go from here to here. It wasn't that big of a deal. But I remember at that point when I cut my hair off that time, I knew I did not want it long ever again. Longer than here. I'll do the little emo swoop if it's long enough, but not any longer than that. So yeah, that's pretty much the story that I have.